too wide. There's a mold line right there on top of his shoulder that I can't get in there with this. I mean, it's a squeeze. Oops. No, there's a flat spot. There goes Clay breaking his toys again. Ah, fucker. But the mold line's gone. Okay. He's done. Alright. He's got no head. And he's got no base. Alright. Most of these boys are armed with shooters and choppers. I'm gonna assume that this headless guy, the head's somewhere in the bottom there, but I'm gonna assume that this headless guy, because he's got a little better armor, and a little better gun, and a little better chopper, and he's probably one of the head boys. Same with this guy. I mean, he's got a chain axe. That's oh, you can't even see the whole guy. He's got a chain axe in his hand. That's gonna be pretty cool. Oh, and he's got the jaw. And you know, and you got bionics and stuff like that. As an orc, you're one of the stronger guys because you've been there and done that. So this guy's got a mold line. I don't know if you can see it there, but that mold line starts on top of this shoulder, goes all the way across and down his arm. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it goes down his arm. It's even down here on his wrist strap. There's a mold line on top of the shooter. But yeah, and there's a mold line on top of this arm as well. A little bit of one right here on the outside of the leg. And on the foot. Yeah, this guy's got mold lines all over him. These are going to be fun to paint. Need some work right there, messy glue work on my part. So I like these little sticks, though. They're pretty abrasive, but they're easy to control, so they're not like um, what I really want to do is I want to get rid of any lines because I'm going to be heavily dry brushing. And then hitting them with the contrast paint markers after they've been dry brushed. It's called slap chop. I've been learning a lot about that lately. Yeah. Okay. You're a smart boy, Clay. Don't ever let anybody tell you different. So this is a little too thick to get into some of these type spaces. So I've got my handy dandy. Now watch me cut the shit out of myself, everybody. Okay. Cut away from yourself. Cut away from yourself. Now watch me cut the shit out of myself, everybody. That is more difficult than it seems. Let's just peel it off. Yeah, because that is a piece of plastic. That's why I wasn't cutting. Alright. I need a tongue depressor. Or yeah, I need a tongue depressor. That would be thin enough. Alright, let's see what I can do with this. Get my magnifiers back on. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna need another pass. Alright. So taking the abrasive off of one side of it made it thin enough that I was able to get right there in between that leg and forearm and get the top of the leg. Actually, I like this much better. I'm going to do that with all of them. Half of them I'll peel the white side off, and the other half I'll peel the black side off. I think the white side is a little more abrasive than the black side. That'll do, pig. You know, that's much quicker. So as I'm scraping, I've got this very, let's see if I can zoom out. Just, oh, that's in. Zoom out just a little bit. Is that a little better? So I've got a very sharp angle on the blade so that I'm really scraping. And it actually works just as well to scrape in the opposite direction. Because the blade's so sharp. I knew these orks needed some work if I wanted them to look good. And of course I do. I think these guys were from the Dark Vengeance box set. I'm not sure. No, that doesn't sound right. Dark Vengeance sounds more like the Chaos box set, which I got that as well. They do have a lot of mold lines on them. A lot of cool details though. It's a neat little chain sword he's got there. It's all chunky and short. Pretty brutal looking. Exactly what you'd expect from an orc. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I like that with the orcs, if they believe something hard enough, it becomes true. That's how their technology works. These hulks that they go into space with, you know, can they turn on the light? That's a lot better, isn't it? Doesn't it look No. Oh no. It's not on there at all. What's the deal? I mean, I'm looking at it, and it's well lit. And then I look at the camera, and it's not. What's the deal with that? Still a little bit of sprue on the end of the barrel there. These minis are all definitely going to need a second pass because I'd really like to drill their barrels out. I've got an old hand drill. I'll show you how it works. There will be no drilling today, but this is how it works. Drill bit goes down in there. Screw it on. This swivels so that basically you can hold your pressure down however you want to do that and drill it with your fingers. So I'm going to have to look for my drill bits because I know I've got some. I just don't know where they are. So, that's pretty much it. The rest is going to be boring tedium, getting all of these minis prepared to paint, because there's mold lines on all of them, especially across the shoulders, across the tops of the guns. And the way that I'm going to be, oh crap, sorry about that. So especially across the tops of the shoulders and the tops of the guns, there's just way too many mold lines for these to be a good project to start right away. So I'm going to need to spend a lot more time preparing them before I can even hit them with a coat of primer. Where's the boss? He's in here somewhere. I can show off the Death Copta. I've got 3 of them that came with the set. And these are pretty cool. The tail rotor, the main rotor. He doesn't have a head on right now, or arms. It's armed with missiles. So that's projected for the future. And there's the boss. That is a really cool looking power claw. He's well armed too. He's got alternate weapons. That's why he's the war boss, I guess. He's going to be fun to paint. Let's see, any other interesting guys? I think I got about 25 of them. This is one of the other special troops. I don't know what kind of gun they've got. Maybe a big shooter. I don't know. That would make logical sense. So, all right, well, I got these minis painted. These are the rest of the Inquisitors squad and some Grey Knights. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 Grey Knights. Here's the 5th one. Which would make a sensible cohort for a demon hunting Inquisitor. Probably something like this guy. You know, he's got the book, he's got the plasma pistol. If you look at his face, he's got a bionic eye, and he's got lots of books. So, this fella's more like a gladiator type. Check out that shield. So the next step for these minis is to give them a very liberal dry brushing. And I do the slap chop and try that because I like the way that looks. I think it'll look really cool with these guys with the fabric and their robes and, you know, the different kinds of textures. Because, I mean, this guy's got a hoodie. Check that out. This guy's a psychic. So I was out there painting. I wanted to get a good look at this guy because I was out there painting, and this mini landed in the dirt. Looks like I'm gonna have to take a toothbrush to him. Give him a light scrubbing because there's still a little dirt up here on his arm. Sorry about that. So there's still a little dirt up here on his arm. What happened? That's a nice las pistol he's got there. If you look at it, the power pack goes into the side of the pistol. And not the bottom of the pistol. It's neat. It's got a flamethrower. That's pretty cool. And a book. That doesn't make sense, but alright. And I got 2 cherubs. And that still didn't get a good coat of primer. Alright, I'll use the brush on primer there because it's just wings. And it's okay if they start out a little brighter with the base coat, or not base coat, but primer. Because the gray, the brush-on primer is very gray. I thinned it down with water, and I didn't like that. It didn't give really good coverage. So next time I use it, I'm not going to thin it down. So, all right. Well, thanks, folks. I won't bore you with the tedium of me scraping and sanding all these orks, because I've got 25 of them. You know, they're going to take a little bit of time to get that done. So, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Oh, check this out. This is a Gretchen from my first set. There were orks with that. So, but yeah, that's a Gretchen from my first 40K set, and that was back in like 93, 94, something like that. Those ultramarines were too blue, but it was a learning experience. So, all right, people, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.